Eggs Benedicts. The only reason anyone ever makes Hollandaise. I don't know why the commercial packets always show them served on asparagus. I have not met a single person in real life who makes Hollandaise to eat asparagus. If you exist, please say hi in the comments. To me, the idea of cooking butter by the cupful just to eat healthy is counterintuitive. The only effort I'm willing to make is portion control, for which powdered egg seems to be a great option. Easy to scale down, food safe without cooking, and a lot cheaper than pre-made packets. This is another side-by-side comparison for powdered egg versus fresh. Check out my carbonara video if you haven't. I had high hopes for these in Hollandaise after being thoroughly impressed by how well they work in carbonara. I'm scaling down my fresh egg recipe to 1 single yolk and half a stick of butter, and will match the powdered recipe in equal proportions. This should be good enough to top 4 poached eggs. That is 1 tablespoon butter per penny. Indulgent but not too sinful for a serving. There are 2 popular methods for making Hollandaise. The classic, give yourself a workout and hope everything comes together, and the blender hack, which is easy but takes up enough butter and egg for a large party. What's it like to have that many friends? If you too feel too lazy for the classic technique and too stingy for the blender hack, this channel is for you. My way is a halfway mix between the two. Battery-powered coffee frother saves your elbow grease almost as well as a blender, and works on tiny portions. Also a lot easier to put together and clean up. Immersion blenders lost me at finding a tall, narrow cup. Yes, I am that lazy. Just thinking about scraping all the walls and blades makes me call it quits. But mix lemon juice, egg yolk, and salt together with a frother, that I can do, while melting my half stick of butter in the microwave. Both take less than 30 seconds. You probably don't even need a double boiler if you're not cooking for pregnant women or young children. But because the amount of butter for my scaled down recipe is so small, I don't trust the heat from the butter to thoroughly pasteurize the egg. With home microwaves ranging from 600 to 1200 watts, your 30-second butter temperature is going to vary. And in the time it takes to bust out the thermometer and do the math, you could have finished this double boiler sauce already. Just slowly drizzle in the butter with the frother running until everything comes together. By the way, how come no one ever froths milk by hand to look chefy on camera? Why doesn't the egg and cream rule apply here? Let me know in the comments if you have a theory. Spoiler alert, I will not be opening my English muffin with a fork or poach my eggs in a vortex. And nobody will know or complain when the eggs Benedicts are served to them. Check this out. Even a comparatively harder method whips up the sauce that's perfectly smooth in under a minute. It actually was so easy that I felt kinda bad trying to simplify it. But here we go with the powdered version. I reconstituted 1 yolk with 1.5 tablespoon powder plus water, and I mixed it with lemon juice and salt. Because powdered yolks are pasteurized already, I can directly go in with microwaved butter, no need for double boiler. Though in retrospect, do make sure you get your butter real hot and not just lukewarm, because this won't get the extra heat from the stove, and we have 3 tablespoons of cold liquid in here that will immediately cool down the 4 tablespoons of melted butter. Be sure to whisk your eggs mixture thoroughly first. It should look silky and slightly thickened before you drizzle in the butter. This cools down fast. Maybe get a small thermal cup ready if you're not serving right away. And look how easily it comes together. This is like stupid easy. And also perfectly creamy. Here's the side by side. The fresh egg sauce has a slightly brighter yellow, but the color difference isn't very big even with these next to each other. Texture-wise, both are very smooth, stable emulsions. If I'm splitting hair, the fresh egg version is just a tad runnier, probably from the temperature difference, since butter solidifies as it cools down. Flavor-wise, the difference is more obvious. I don't know if the double boiler cooked off some of the acid, but the lemon juice somehow comes through a lot sharper in the powdered egg Hollandaise, which is not necessarily a bad thing, but to keep the taste closer, I adjusted my powdered recipe. Take 2 with half the lemon juice and double the butter heating time. I replaced the other half of the juice with water to keep the moisture level the same for consistent texture. And the taste turned out much closer. For a stupid, easy, quick fix, I got no complaint. But unlike the carbonara, I won't say it beats out a fresh egg sauce for Hollandaise, so you decide how lazy you want to be on any random Saturday. And here's how it looked. Not bad for instant sauce, right? Quick notes on the other components. You can make perfect poached eggs without any of the MasterChef gimmicks. The key is to turn off the heat after you bring a pot of water to boil. No bubbling, no disturbing the whites. Fresh egg will hold together better. Filtering out loose whites will look neater. But the key is really just no rigorous boiling. Kind of like onsen tamago, the Japanese hot spring eggs that is cooked in below the boiling water. Except this is cooked out of the shell so you can observe the doneness more easily. You can cook a lot of eggs in one batch. Just keep in mind lots of cold eggs will lower the water temperature more rapidly, so you'll want to increase the hot water amount accordingly. Let them sit covered for 5 minutes undisturbed, and you can take one out and poke the yolk to see if it's cooked to your liking. Adding vinegar will cook the protein firmer, but you can taste the vinegar, and personally, egg ceviche is a no for me. Canadian bacon is like the Holy Roman Empire. Neither Canadian nor bacon. More like a marketing scam in the US to make you pay extra for pork loin, which is not typically an expensive cut here, unless you rebrand them Canadian bacon. Where I live, these domestically made Canadian bacon cost a lot more than imported pancetta. So while they are beautiful and tasty, the frugal cheapo in me had to recommend swapping them with some pancetta or just plain ham, unless you catch them on a good sale. And I will never pick a fork over a serrated knife for eggs Benedicts. The nooks and crannies are covered by bacon. They're not even in a position to pick up the buttery sauce. Don't you get enough grunt work from actual work? That's it for the rant. Hope the experiment was informative. Whichever way you decide to make your eggs bennies, enjoy your brunch.